For some who find themselves homeless, it is an event, a one-time happening that has a beginning and hopefully a quick and decisive end. And as a community, Miami has rallied around the cause and helped so many people over the last decade to get off the streets and start a new life, or find one they almost forgot they had. But along with the more visible act of helping the homeless to get off the street or out from under I-95, something had to be done for those at a crossroads of life to help them become a productive member of society and not slide back to life on the street. In French, it is called Carrfour. And in Miami-Dade, an organization called by that name is building futures through housing every day.
We are so glad to be here at this milestone at 20 years. It was a matter of survival initially. We thankfully have passed that point. And to be able to think strategically and to think about how we can grow our impact is really a wonderful place to be.
When you talk about the properties that Carrfour has developed over the years, the first one that has to come to mind is our first property, which was Rivermont. It was the most difficult project that we were doing because nobody knew Carrfour. Eventually, and over a period of time, we were able to show everybody that this was actually going to be an improvement to the neighborhood. There was nothing to be afraid of, that this was going to be a wonderful project.
So Carrfour has a commitment not only to develop housing, but to really be a catalyst for change in any community that we enter. We want to bring improvement just visually to the block. We want the building to be the nicest building on the block or close to the nicest building on the block. So that really has the impact of starting to turn a blighted area around. And we also feel very strongly about bringing something else to the community other than the housing. So we really do our best to employ folks in the construction process or management of the building that are from that immediate vicinity. So we're not only bringing housing units, but we're also bringing employment to the community. And we also try to bring different uses, and we try to be innovative about that. So for example, in Villa Aurora, we have a public library. In our ver2 Gardens project down south, we have a farm and a farmer's market. We're talking to a couple of organizations to move into, to have a couple different not-for-profits renting space out for us in Schuler Manor, so that's a new asset to the community that they didn't have before. That's very important to Carrfour, that we're just not bringing housing units, which are important in and of themselves, but that we're really serving as a catalyst for the greater community that we're moving into.
I started with Carrfour in 2002 as a volunteer out of a passion to help the homeless that I saw on the streets, and really just wanted to be a part of an organization that was not just doing real estate development, but changing lives. Impacting the neighborhoods and seeing a building go up is actually just one component of it. You know, when I drive by some of the neighborhoods that we develop in, I really see not just the number of units that we can build there, but the number and the faces of people that we will be changing their lives forever.
I was addicted to crack cocaine, marijuana, alcohol. Had 2 children, abandoned my children. Got connected with Carrfour in 2004, and here I am. I achieved my GED, and from then I went on to college. I achieved an associate's degree at Miami-Dade College in Human Services. And from that point I went on to St. Thomas University, where I achieved my bachelor's degree. In that process, Carrfour actually helped me with my books, supplies, and gave me a couple of grants to help me out throughout the year. If I had not been connected to Carrfour, I would probably be struggling really bad. At the time when I got into Carrfour, I really needed some direction. and I needed some guidance. I was, freshly clean, had about a year or two clean, and I moved back to Miami very scared, afraid, and didn't know what to do. Through Carrfour, I've been able to get some good guidance and direction in how to take steps to maintain my life.
Essentially, the family really tells their own story, and then we help link them up with resources in the community to respond to that. We have an employment and training specialist who works with each of the families or individuals who help them just define some of their employment goals. If English is not their first language, we refer them to some place where they can learn English. If they need a GED or other kinds of academic training, then we also refer them to get their GED. We do whatever we can to help them get to the next step.
I originally became a board member by being active in my site at Shula Manor. I was on the Tenant Association Council. And one of the issues that Carrfour has is the fact that if you were any type of leadership capacity at one of the residents, you were eligible to be part of the board to represent that facility. I think becoming a leader with them engaging me in that capacity stems from the fact that perhaps they saw in me a wherewithal where I can be of help to someone that may be in the same position. It gives me validation to be a board member because it allows me to be influential in the area, the housing development that I serve. They are looking for me to be a bridge to management, and I like to think that I have done that.
We've really have a great reputation now with working with the neighbors, working with the neighborhood that we're going to be in, and now people are really expecting us to improve the neighborhood. And so that whole evolution has been wonderful, and it's really been wonderful to be part of it.
For every dollar that is donated to Carrfour, we are able to leverage $5 in government funding. So there's an extraordinary opportunity for every person to get involved in our mission to confront homelessness right here in South Florida.